Hey, this podcast holds nothing sacred. This is Life, Tech, and Sundry. And what is Sundry? It's our experiences put in a melting pot to the internet. So join us on this wild ride called the LTS Podcast. Follow us at LT Sundry on Twitter, LTS.pod on Instagram, Life, Tech, and Sundry on YouTube, and all your favorite podcast distribution services. Stay frosty.
Is this thing on? My name is Marcos Lopez, and welcome to this episode of the LTS Out of Office podcast. Thank you for joining me on this solo episode where I'm going to need you to buckle up for this pie on the sky episode. This thought experiment didn't start in a boardroom. It started in the driveway with a 2018 RAV4 and a midlife crisis fueled by a spreadsheet. There I was looking at swapping to the gold standard. If you heard the previous episodes, you know, at least one or two before. Gold standard shocks for approximately $700 when the math hit me. Harder than a blown strut. The Blue Book just reported an average new car price smashed a record of $50,326. New, straight off the lot, $50K minimum. That blew my mind. And guess what? It was this past December 2025. Worse, the entry-level car is officially a ghost. The Nissan Versa, the absolute last sub $20,000 sticker in the US at least, died in December of 2025. Between those prices and the January 20th, 2026 Scout Motors lawsuit over direct sales, I had a vibe. Fine, I'll do it myself. If you know again about this lawsuit, you can Google it, but long story short, there was a lawsuit between car dealers in Colorado that this company called Scout Motors can't sell directly to consumers. They need to go with the intermediary, which is the dealership. Let's see what happens. This is a fresh lawsuit. There's no precedent, so let's see where this leans. But this vibe of me wanting to find a solution, because I feel like there's a market underneath the $20,000 market. Obviously, people can buy their own motorcycles, mopeds, all those things to move around, but maybe somebody wants a little bit more for a little bit less money to squeeze more miles, if you will, out of their investment of a car. But of course, with these pie in the sky dreams, there has to be what? Plot holes. Let's go into just one of these plot holes, the main one. The gap between a weekend suspension swap and a road legal hybrid is a canyon filled with specialized tools, high voltage risks, and the realization that the gold standard shocks are the easy part of a very complicated puzzle. So with that in mind, let's see what we have here with some pie in the sky dreams, with including the potholes, the plot holes for this podcast. Mind you, this is just a thought experiment of trying to launch a business, noticing that there's a lot of aftermarket stuff. Why not more dealerships, more car brands? Tesla did it, Scout Motors is doing it, but there's a lawsuit. Let's see. Mind you, let me dox myself. I'm in New York. What kind of business can you launch in New York? Follow me. Kicking it off with the blueprint of the dream. Breaking the $50,000 barricade. So what's the dream? It is to aim for a sticker price between or less than $20,000. Let's just say $11,000. That's my dream, if you will, for this thought experiment. An $11,000 chassis built from US sourced, rolled formed high strength steel. Think of it as Legos for adults who still like to play with wrenches, but actually have places to be, like work, pick up their kids, or go places. Mind you, this is just region locked for New York. Again, let me give you more on the dream. This is to incorporate the modular mindset, if you will, in this business potential. There's already a lot of people that like to build stuff with mechanics. There's a lot of small company mechanics around shop. Why not incorporate them? So what kind of setup would you have to do to have not only the chassis, but also how can you bolt things onto it and make it your dream car, if you will, with a budget? So the solution for that would be the modular aluminum T-slot rail system, also known as the 6061-T6 rail system, for a blank slate mounting system. And a transmission? What kind of transmission? What power plant am I going to use? Well, a hybrid known as the EREV, Extended Range Electric Vehicle. Because this is in order to hit the standard for New York State of, or nationwide of, because the dream is not only to start in New York State, but to go nationwide. There's a standard right now of 55 miles per gallon in 2026, which is crazy, by the way. So a hybrid has to do, for now at least, a 55 mile per gallon 2026 fleet standards without needing $1 million R&D lab. Millions. Damn, you gotta have millions already. You gotta be a millionaire. Tesla, looking at you. And then, what receipts, what proof do I bring to this table? Well, holding steady at approximately $865 per ton for domestic steel in the US keeps this thought experiment at under $5,000 for a bill of materials. Where was I? Oh yeah, bill of materials under $5,000 sticker sale from those 2026 import tariffs. Mind you, we are in the year of the tariffs, so let's find a solution in country for this thought experiment. Now, of course, here comes the plot hole. That $11,000 price tag is a great hook. However, it only buys the bones. Once you add the battery, modules, and the ERV generator required to hit that 55 mile per gallon standards, your quote-unquote affordable project might start looking like a little bit or a bit over $20,000, which again, do you have that investment in this thought experiment? I'm trying to hit that under $20,000, which is a big road bump, if you will. That's a plot hole for this dream, for this pie in the sky pitch, if you will. So let's continue. Another plot hole. While 6061-T6 rails are brilliant for mounting a GoPro or a cup holder, using them as your primary structural points for cars or suspension, like in the previous episode I was talking about Fox shocks or Belstein, if you will, if you wanted to make what I was talking about in the previous episode your desert runner, might lead to metal fatigue that even the most optimistic builder can't ignore. So all you engineers, you already know out there, I'm just being pie in the sky kind of guy. So this is a major plot hole to this thought experiment. Next up, the paperwork. Of course, bureaucracy. Always getting in the way, but still very important. What's the pitch for this one? Hacking the bureaucracy. What's the dream? We're bypassing the $10 million federal crash test burden by using New York State Registration Form V5-100 for a quote-unquote homemade vehicle. There's paperwork, there's bureaucracy to bypass that $10 million crash test certification with just making it into a homemade ride. Now, let's continue on with more of this dream. Thanks to New York State Regulation Bill S8113, starting January 1st, 2026, there is a massive state tax credit for new electric assemblies. After filing, your $11,000 chassis effectively costs you $3,500. basically the price of a really nice mountain bike. Again, pie in the sky. There's a lot of plot holes. I'm just being optimistic here with this thought experiment. Next, with the receipts, if you will. A simple $25 application. Of course, there's a fee for everything. This gets you a state-assigned VIN number and road legal status in New York. It's the only time the DMV will feel like they're giving you a hug instead of a headache. Yes, but there has to be a plot hole right here. Well, here it comes. This action moves 100% of the legal liability to the builder, which is just fancy talk for you and your buddies in the garage. If something goes wrong on the road, on the highway, there is no corporate legal team to call. It's just you and your torque wrench. Man, guys, you gotta invest in the torque wrench. Let's see, let's continue. This is throwing you some cold water. Be careful, it's winter. Into your dream. But you have to have it. You have to have that cold water. Another plot hole is that the goal is to partner with the local shops to handle assembly, to give them 100% of the labor revenue. That's noble and all, but it means your final price is at the mercy of the local labor rates, which can vary widely from Buffalo all the way down to Brooklyn. So there's your plot hole. One place it could cost you $800 for assembling your full dream ride, or in Brooklyn it could cost you another $3,000 to get the same thing. It all depends where you get this assembled in New York State, if you will. Next part, kicking it off with pitch number 3, the ecosystem, tribes, and the circular loop. Kicking it off with the dream, we're building a subscription-free life where you own every bolt. No paying a monthly fee just to turn on your wipers. The car would ideally grow up with you, upgrading to a 2028 solid-state V2 battery because it's a hybrid, triggering a $2,000 credit, and your old battery becomes your new Nor'easter Insurance home backup unit. The receipt for this pitch, if you will? Well, compliance with IATA 2026 DGR regulations means all batteries must ship at a 30% state of charge. It's safer, it's legal, and it ensures your delivery driver doesn't have an exciting Tuesday afternoon. Now, of course, with this dream pitch, there's plot holes. Here we go with the plot holes. Shipping at a 30% charge means your quote-unquote freedom protocol begins with a very long wait at a charger before you can even leave the driveway, which also leads to the next plot hole. A quote-unquote subscription-free model is the dream, but without recurring revenue. Who is paying the developers to keep the concierge app updated, or the 2027 spec rear occupant sensor calibrated? Because as of 2027, federal law states if you're going to have rear occupants in your car, may that be a dream car or a mainly dream car that is road legal, you're going to have rear occupant sensors. Like in a regular car, those already come standard. So you're going to have to calibrate that via the air. So that has to be always up to date via software. Still requiring a subscription, right? Which you need developers to keep the software up to date and secure. Now, obviously, there's a lot of plot holes and a lot of great dreams in this thought experiment. Let's go with the freedom protocol. We took the frustration of a weekend suspension swap and scaled it into a revolution in this thought experiment. This isn't just about a car. It's about repairability, US manufacturing, and the right to own what you pay for. We've turned fine, I'll do it myself into a protocol for the next generation of American mobility. It's affordable, it's yours, and it's finally here. Just make sure you read the fine print before you hit that icy, sandy, or rocky road. And with that, dear listeners, this is the end of this thought experiment out of office. My name is Marcos Lopez. Thank you for joining me. If you liked the episode, leave a like, share it, 5 stars, all those things. Links are in the description. You know where to find me. Get at me if you have any ideas like that, if you wanted to make your own car, if electric vehicles are the dream or not. So, love you guys. Stay warm, stay frosty. Till next time, bye-bye.